Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Burlingame. It's a small town podcast sponsored by the Burlingame Historical Society. My name is Mark Lucchese, also known as Mark at the Mic, and before I introduce my guest today, Paulette Munroe, owner of Morning Glory Clothing Boutique located at 1436 Burlingame Avenue, I have three quotes I'd like to share with you. My first quote is from 1976, the Burlingame Bee, the Burlingame High School student newspaper. I quote, "Morning Glory is owned and operated by two Burlingame High School graduates. The store caters to young women and the clothes range from t-shirts and jeans to evening dresses. It also carries a wide variety of jewelry and other accessories." My second quote is from a 2010 San Mateo Times article. I quote, "This month marks the 38th anniversary of the store's opening. The sisters have developed a store with a contemporary look, a distinctive style, and an emphasis on customer service. As Paulette's sister Maureen likes to simply state, we just have a passion for fashion." My third quote is from this year's May edition of Punch magazine. I quote, "With a combination of hard work and business savvy, Paulette Munroe celebrates Morning Glory's 50-year reign on the avenue, outlasting all other businesses as the oldest store along this popular Peninsula shopping street." Folks, it is my privilege to have fashion titan Paulette Munroe, owner of Morning Glory, as a guest today on Burlingame. It's a small town. Paulette, thank you so much for being a guest today on Burlingame. It's a small town.
Thanks for having me, Mark.
So I'm going to run a few things by you. J. Crew, The Gap, Talbot's, Abercrombie & Fitch, Lucky Jeans, Laura Ashley, and Taylor Loft have all come and gone. And as the smoke clears, Morning Glory is still standing tall. I really feel like this is a story for the Harvard Business Review or Stanford's management classes or something. Can you comment on that for a moment?
I feel like our customer really likes the small town feel, and they don't really care to shop in a chain store. They can go to the mall for that. It's not what they're interested in. It's a nice small town, and they want that small town feeling.
So I shared with our audience your sister Maureen's quote, "Passion for fashion." I got to tell you, that really resonates with me. You know, as a fellow retailer, I've always felt that if you don't have a passion for your work, maybe you can be good, okay, you'll be good, but I don't think you'll ever be great. I think passion is what separates the good ones from the great ones.
I feel like having 5 employees that are all very excited about helping people every day and really love the clothing world has really helped. And I feel like there's a community within the girls, and everybody that comes in wants to be part of that, and it's just...
And most of those girls have been with you for quite a while now.
Yes, long term. Wendy's been there for 45 years plus, and yeah, she's amazing.
That is
and
amazing.
she has a real passion for fashion.
So just like anybody else, I'm sure you've had days in a job or small business where everything goes to hell in a handbasket, and you'd like to say to yourself, hey, I'm out of here. But something kept you going. Is that the love for what you do?
I have never felt like I want out of here
Great.
in 50 years, yeah. No, it's always fun. And I mean, there's really no downside to it. There's nothing negative. Everybody comes in and, you know, looking to have some retail therapy, and they always leave happy.
Retail therapy.
Yeah.
I never really thought of it that way. But so in the 50 years that you've been on the Ave, you were in 2 other locations. Can you tell me where those locations were, and why did you leave?
We started out really small in 800 square feet across from Copenhagen Bakery. And we rented from Joe Karp for 10 years. And then he had someone that wanted our space, so he threw us out. At that point, we couldn't find anything else, so we took a year off as we waited for something to come up. And we both worked for Karen Alexander, who was a manufacturer of ours, and learned a lot in that year. That was really, really something positive. And then we finally found something right across the street, which was great, because I felt like people were coming to town looking for us, and they just turned around and there we were again. But it was a whole year not being there. And then we rented from Duffy, who you know well, and he was a great landlord.
The Ofield building, right?
And then after 10 years, Copenhagen wanted our space.
Copenhagen wanted to expand?
They wanted to expand, and so he had to make that choice.
Yeah.
And at the time, it seemed awful, but the building had no heat or air conditioning, so we were happy to get out of there.
Yeah.
And then Samantha Cole heard that we were looking for a place, and she was ready to move out, so it was perfect. It was such a match, and it's such a great building. And we rent from the Wurlitzer family, and they're amazing.
Yeah,
and
just tell me quickly about the Wurlitzer family.
Mrs. Wurlitzer's in her 90s. She's been an amazing landlord for the last 26 years. It's been so good.
And
all through the pandemic, they were great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Wurlitzer's kind of connected to the piano?
They owned the piano company, but it wasn't their main thing. They had started with Pabst Blue Ribbon beer.
Pabst Blue Ribbon beer.
That was their main thing.
Wow.
But yeah, nice family. The grandchildren are involved now, and most of them live all over the country. So we just work with the bank and, people that represent.
So let's just talk about Maureen, or as everybody knows her, Mo. She was with you for quite a few of those 50 years.
Yes, we started together, and she was 19, I was 18.
Yeah.
We were very different than each other in a really good way. It was a good combination. She was super artsy, I was really industrious, so it was a good team. And then, 40 years in, she one day said, you know what, I don't think I want to do this anymore.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So, that was fine. And I had Wendy as my backup, and she has been amazing.
Wendy's like your right-hand
She is my right-hand
person,
man.
huh?
I feel like she's my partner, yep.
Yeah. So I read in an article when I was doing the research on you that your dad lent you and your sister some money to get into business. Is that correct?
Yes.
And then eventually you paid him back, or you paid him back within a year or so?
We had to pay him back within a year, 8% interest. He would only match what we saved.
Yeah.
And I had worked at the Denmark House. I don't know if anybody remembers that, but it was a little restaurant on Primrose, right at Chapin. Do you remember it?
I do.
It was
I haven't
old
thought about
craftsman
that.
house. A Danish couple owned it.
I haven't thought about that place in years.
I made all the costumes for the girls. We wore little dirndls. It was very fun.
Yeah.
So I did that through high school. Mo and I each saved up $1,200. So my dad matched that, and we started it with $5,000.
Did he stay on as sort of, I don't know, as an advisor or consultant?
Never.
Did you have a mentor? Did you guys have a mentor?
No.
We
were winging it.
You just winged it?
Yeah, and we both really felt like, this sounds fun. We can do this for 5 years.
For 5 years?
It was a 5-year lease. We couldn't sign a lease because we were too young, so he had to sign a lease for us. But, she made jewelry, I made clothes. It was just a good time.
Yeah.
We had a couple younger sisters help out doing different things. And Sue has been doing our photography the entire time.
That's your sister?
Really,
Susan, right. I
Yes.
saw her wonderful pictures or photos on
she's amazing.
your Instagram account.
Yep.
And
she's been a photographer her whole life.
Yeah.
Yeah, really good.
So the questions now, as I told you, I was researching this, and I was telling everybody I'm going to be doing Paulette Munroe from Morning Glory. And Mark, you got to ask her this, okay? So I'm going to just start with this one here. Your store has a particular fashion sense and has had for several decades. Some might call it a Stevie Nicks sort of sensibility or boho chic. Big bell sleeves, fitted or flowing waist, long skirts that flow when the wearer walks. Intricate prints and fabrics that you can't find anywhere else. So there must be a unique and loyal market for your clothing that celebrates that kind of feminine strength and beauty. Do you purposely cultivate that sensibility, or do you just choose clothing that you like to sell?
We've always just chosen things we like to sell. But I think that whole Stevie Nicks thing came from us growing up in the 70s and loving the whole hippie chick look, and we've always had it. Now I feel like 10% of the store maybe is that, but it's an important thing. I mean, now the girls, my daughter's 26, they call it festival clothing,
Yes. It's,
the bell bottom, the crocheted top.
Yeah.
I have one employee that dresses that way every day. That's her vibe. I have customers that are retiring now that have dressed that way their whole life and still do. A little more grown-up version of it, but if you're really that girl, you're that girl forever.
Why not?
It's amazing.
So are today's customers looking for more variety, more color, more fashion, more varied shapes, and more interesting fabrics?
I feel like our customers just always looking to be different. And they are also looking to be helped. They want somebody to fit them. They want somebody to choose their wardrobe for them. A lot of them come back over and over because we already know what they have, and we just build on that wardrobe.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of people have not shopped anywhere else, to tell you the truth, in 50 years.
Oh, I believe it. That's loyalty.
When the article came out in Punch magazine, they quoted me as saying our customers are 18 to 80. And my oldest customer texted me and said, "Hey, wait a second. That's not right. I'm 90 now, and I'm still only shopping at Morning Glory."
Isn't that great?
Yeah, Patty Bloom, darling, such a free spirit, beautiful.
That is great.
Style.
Loyalty is what it's all about, and loyalty is what makes 50 years.
Yes, I want to say also, I feel like Burlingame is special in that a lot of people have moved away and their parents have stayed. You probably found this working at Molly's. You have these families who have never left, and the children always come home.
They always come home.
And I hear
right.
constantly from them, "Oh, the first thing I do when I get home to see my mom is come into the store.
Yeah.
I just got off the plane 10 minutes ago, and this is the first place I came."
Yeah,
So, they get so happy when they come in to see that it's still there.
It's a nice feeling.
Like, "Oh my God, you're still here."
Yeah, I know. That's
very
what I
cute.
get sometimes from the kids.
Yeah.
That, I think,
Exactly.
"You're still here?" I go, "Yeah, man, I'm
Exactly.
still here."
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
what is it about your style of clothing that accounts for your staying power on Burlingame Avenue? I'm thinking that the customer of 1980 is not the same customer that is shopping Burlingame Avenue today.
I think it is the same customer. And I feel like we really have to have the variety. We have a really large inventory. We really turn it over, and I feel like we have to have something for the girl going to prom, and we have to have something for the girl going to a funeral, and something for the girl going to a job interview, a little bit of everything. And a lot of our customers are retired and just want to be comfortable, but they don't want to wear boring stuff. They don't want to wear sweats.
Yeah.
They want to have something stylish and interesting. So we have really every type of girl to deal with.
Out of every 10 customers that come in, how many are men? Or out of every 20 customers, I mean,
We get a
do you
lot
get
of men, yeah. I have one customer that has been shopping 4 times a year for his wife,
Great.
at least for 40 years.
Yeah.
Valentine's Day, anniversary.
Does he
birthday,
ask for
Christmas.
help, or does he just start looking through the racks
No,
and things?
help. Some men are really good and they want to look themselves.
Yeah.
And they really know their wives. But
Right.
usually they come in because we know their wife's wardrobe
Yeah.
well. But no, a lot of regular men return over the years.
So what clothing items are your biggest sellers and why?
Biggest sellers. That's a hard one.
Flowing dresses,
No,
tops?
I mean, we do a lot of weddings, a lot of black tie, a lot of formal. It's really important because a lot of stores don't have that anymore, so we really have to have that.
Yeah.
But I'd say the average customer is just doing the daily clothing, T-shirt and jeans, but they don't want anything boring. They
Right.
want something interesting.
What about jewelry? What are you offering in the way of jewelry?
We have a real specific style with the jewelry. Wendy buys most of the jewelry. She really enjoys it. She wears it well. She's excited about it, so I kind of leave that to her.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of always a little bit of an antique vibe, nothing modern, different, interesting. A lot of gifts. We sell a lot of gifts, so the jewelry is really important for that.
Yeah. In the food business, food expires, right?
Mm-hmm.
In your business, clothing doesn't expire. So how long would you leave something on the rack before you decide,
Yeah,
I
everything
got to
has
pull
a-
it off and mark it down?
It all has an expiration date for us, so
Yeah.
we watch it. Everything is dated in 4
Very
months.
seasonal or something?
Yes, it's hard. 4 months usually,
Yeah.
but we just always keep the sale rack going. We've never had to give anything away because
Great.
everything will
Everything
go at a
will
price.
turn
Oh, yes.
eventually.
The 75 rack in the doorway. We have customers that only shop the 75 rack, which is incredible.
And the 75 rack means?
It sits in the doorway. Everything's 75% off. If it goes on that rack, it's going. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter what it is.
You make sure it's going.
It goes. And there's always a person for it,
Yeah.
And
Well,
we
let's-
get rid of everything.
Let's talk about buying for a
Yeah.
minute, okay? Over the course of 50 years, have you noticed a change in clothing sizes? For example, are you dealing in plus sizes?
We can't really deal in plus sizes because our manufacturers only go up to size extra large or 12. We have a lot of customers who are an extra large or a 12, but it's challenging to go higher than that because it's a whole different line of clothing. You either do that or you do what we're doing. You can't do both.
Yeah.
But we're we do really well with extra larges, so we're always always trying to find a line that will go that large and fit a certain way.
Yeah.
mean-
Do you tend to buying shows? I mean,
We do big shows. They are always coming to us, which is really easy because San Francisco is a big buying market.
Okay.
So usually 4 times a year.
All in San Francisco,
All
or
in
did you
San
travel
Francisco.
to would you ever go to New York? Have you ever been?
I have been with Mo in the past. We used to go, but it's not really our thing. I think it's more high-end New York, you know? I
Yeah.
don't think you need to. We find plenty in LA. We used to go to LA quite a bit. Before my daughter was born, we would go at least twice a year. It was always really fun, but I don't think it's necessary anymore. Everybody comes up. Wendy and I go. We've been going to shows at Fort Mason for the last couple of years, which was really nice. You know, they just have everybody with booths filling the whole building. It's a really nice experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How often, just getting away from that for a moment, because I was just thinking more about your sister Maureen. How often do you connect with her?
Mo?
Yeah.
We text a lot, but yeah, she's a couple hours away and she doesn't come down. So she doesn't come down, I don't go up, but we do talk. And then she started a glove business about 20 years ago. And we bought the gloves for the store. So these last 10 years, she's been selling us merchandise. So we were always buying from her. That was fun.
Sorry to get off the buying subject for a minute.
No, it's okay.
So do you buy anything from a catalog? Do you get catalogs?
No, zero.
Nothing from a catalog?
Zero, yeah.
Everything is touchy-feely?
It has to be, yes. Because it's all about fit. It's really about quality for me.
Yeah.
During the pandemic, it got really difficult because there were no shows, or they started up again and they were really small, like 10% of the size they should have been.
Yeah.
So we had to start looking online. But we would only do it if it was somebody we bought from before and we really knew how things fit and the quality. I'm all about quality. I can't stand disposable clothing.
No way, right?
No.
Yeah. Your Instagram postings are wonderful. The photographs are great.
Shannon does the posts, and she's really good at it, and it's really nice. I never have to think about it. I'm always there for the photo shoots. I'm driving my sister crazy all the time because I'm really particular about
Are they at
them.
your house?
They're at my house.
Yeah, that's a wonderful
in
interior.
the backyard, yeah. And
Yeah, it's
the
just
living
great.
room at Christmas.
And that's your daughter?
That's my daughter.
What's her name?
Josephina.
Josephina.
Yeah, she's an amazing model.
Yeah.
Very cooperative.
And does Susan, your sister Susan, come in and do all the shots herself?
Everything.
Or does she have, no
Everything.
kidding. She's got a
Everything
real good
on
eye.
her own, yeah. And she's semi-retired now, so I have to keep pulling her back in. But yeah, she has a great eye.
She's another Burlingame High graduate, I
All
guess.
of us, yes.
Was she always interested in photography, or is this something that came
My
along?
mother was a really good photographer. And when she started being a wedding photographer, my sister, my mom was her assistant for years. They worked really well together, and that was a really nice relationship.
Yeah.
My mom's had a great eye. I mean, when you look at our family albums going back, they're amazing.
The photos are great, and just, I mean, I just looked through every one of them as I was researching everything,
Yeah,
your
yeah.
website. Who takes care of the website? Shannon, does she take?
Shannon takes care of the website.
Yeah.
She does a great job.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
Everything's up
so
to date.
nice.
And
It's hard, you know. I mean, I'm only working in the store on the floor on the weekends, but
Yeah.
there's so much to it. And there's so much going on all the time. So many other aspects besides just being on the floor.
I
but
guess
I-
so, honey. 50 years, man. That's
50 years.
amazing. Okay.
I do feel like being on the floor, though I couldn't stop being on the floor because I feel like you can't go buying unless you're on the floor a lot.
Right.
Because you have to know the customer, you have to know what they want, you have to know what they like. When Wendy and I, we go buying together, we don't even need to be in the room at the same time,
Yeah.
and we will pick the same things.
Yeah.
Because we both know what our customers want and what sells well, and that's really nice.
So in all of these years, what was your best day? And I don't mean anything monetarily. I mean a day when you found that you were in the zone and you felt like you were really providing a service that matters, that everything was flowing, that your efforts were really paying off. I mean, when did you have a day like, I mean, I'm sure you had several
feel
days
like that. Several, yes. Yeah, the Avenue is fun. I mean, it's always, the weekends are always so fun. When we have art fairs and things like that, we get a whole different crowd. But
Yeah.
no, there are days where just, you know, if the customer's excited and loving what we have, everybody's high on it, you know? It's
Yeah.
very fun.
That sort of makes your day, right?
Absolutely.
So, in also doing your research on you and having conversations, I understand you've flipped about 11 homes.
Yes, I absolutely love the house world. Yeah.
So,
I'd probably do that instead if Morning Glory weren't so fun.
yeah.
But it's also similar, you know? I mean,
How
I
did
get to
you
decorate
get
the
involved in
store.
that? How did you get involved in that?
I bought my first house when I was 21. Always loved it. I remember going to auctions, buying furniture when I was 17. You know, I just love the interior world.
Yeah.
You know, I moved out on my 18th birthday with a girlfriend, got a cute little house, couldn't wait to decorate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've always, you know, just loved it.
So are you still flipping homes if the opportunity comes around?
I'm looking for
or-
a house right now, yeah.
Great.
I'm trying to buy mine for my landlord. I would love that.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think I've covered mostly everything, but I have one last question for you, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
I stole this question, but if there is a heaven and God greets you at the pearly gates, what would you like him to say to you?
Ooh. That was a nice life. It's been a great life.
Sounds like it's been.
Yeah. So positive, really. Most everything.
Paulette, fashion titan, fashion icon. Congratulations on 50 years.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here today, Paulette.
Thank you so much.
I'd like to thank our guest today, Paulette Munroe, owner of Morning Glory Fashion Boutique on Burlingame Avenue, for being our guest today on Burlingame. It's a small town. Thanks to Kathy and Shelby for editing and producing, and our musical director, Bray. You can hear more of Bray at bray.com. As always, thanks to the Burlingame Library for allowing me to use Conference Room A for our recording studio. The Burlingame Historical Society copyrights this podcast, and no part of this program can be rebroadcast or copied without permission. So until next time, everyone, see you around Burlingame. It's a small town.